Evening, miss. I said evening.
Leave me alone.
Well, now you're not being cordial, and that ain't right, because I'm a very cordial fellow.
Will you please go away?
I've been away 6 months. Just come in off the range. Only trying to be friendly.
Why don't you go someplace else and try to be friendly? Are you being trouble, Miss McClure?
I'm all right, Hoss. No harm.
You sure there's nothing I can do?
She said no harm.
Ma'am, would you like me to escort you home?
No, I'll be all right now. Thank you.
Evening.
Evening.
He's dead, Hoss.
Mr. Jenkins, everything was done proper?
Just like he was one of yours, Hoss.
Thank you, sir.
Get up.
Boiling cabbage down, down, turn them whole cakes round, round. The only song that I can sing is boiling cabbage down. Wish I had needle and thread as fine as I could sew. Sew that gal to my coat sleeves, down the road I'd go.
Whoa! Whoa, stop!
Your pardon. I just came into town. I heard about this. I sure appreciate your kindness, but I'd like to bury my brother myself.
Boy, I just want to tell him how sorry I am.
I know.
I can tell by your look what you're thinking. You're figuring I'm aiming to make trouble, but I ain't. What's happened's happened, and I don't know the right or wrong of it. I ain't the judge.
We're hoping to have a real orderly funeral, friend.
Oh, I'm for order, indeed I am. But this is my brother. And if it's all the same to you good people, I'd like to bury him myself. Would you gentlemen give me a hand, please? I'd like to thank all of you, particularly the party who thought well enough of my brother to give him this here funeral. Thank you. Giddy up, Molly. Boiling cabbage down, down, turn them whole cakes round, round. The only song that I can sing is boiling cabbage down. Wish I had needle and thread as fine as I could sew that gals my coat sleeves down the road I'd go. Boiling cabbage down, down, turn them whole cakes round, round. The only song that I can sing is boiling cabbage down.
This fence could use some mending.
Yeah.
You haven't heard a thing I've said all day?
I'm sorry, Joe. Yeah, we'll get on that fence.
You're eating yourself up with guilt, Hoss. It's no good.
Joe, I reckon I ain't no good at killing folks.
You didn't mean to kill him. Everybody knows that.
Just can't get him off my mind. It's like he's following me around or something.
Hoss, it's happened, it's over with, and you're gonna have to forget it.
You're right. I'm gonna forget it. Let's get that fence fixed.
Okay. I need a wagon load of rails.
The trouble I seen, nobody knows my sorrow. Nobody knows the trouble I seen. Glory, hallelujah. Sometimes I'm... Oh, good afternoon, gentlemen.
What are you doing?
Digging a grave for my brother.
You're gonna bury your brother here on our land?
Such a fine spot, under a tree with all this grass around.
Look, Mr. Bowling, I'm terribly sorry about your brother. There ain't nothing I can do or say that bring him back or make either one of us feel any better, but I can't let you bury him right here. Where I gotta live and work, I'm sorry, I just can't let you do it.
Well, that's a shame. That's a real shame. I know how you feel. He would have liked it here, though. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to trespass. I just didn't mean to cause any inconvenience. I'll fill up the hole. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you all the same.
Go on, Joe.
Nobody knows the trouble I seen. Nobody knows my sorrow. Nobody knows the trouble I seen. Glory, hallelujah. out on Clinch Mountain, I ain't got no home. I'm drunk as the devil, oh, leave me alone. Rye whiskey, I know you of old. You robbed my poor pockets of silver and gold. Rye whiskey, I cry. If I don't get rye whiskey, I surely will die. If the ocean was whiskey and I was a duck, I'd swim to the bottom and never come up. Rye whiskey, I cry. If I don't get rye whiskey, I surely will die.
You sure know a lot of songs.
I learned them in a lot of places.
How long you aiming on staying here, mister?
As long as I can sell some of my wares.
Reckon my wife could use some of your pots and pans? Stop by our place. Bring your wares.
Well, that's kindly of you, Mr. Gilbert. Very kindly.
Hey, how about another song?
I'll be pleased if you like. When he was a cowboy, he learned to throw the line. He learned to pocket money and also dress so fine. He went out on the prairie to learn to kill and steal. When he killed a cowboy, how happy he did feel. For working he's not able, and begging he's too low. But killing is so dreadful, to the gallows he must go.
Stop it!
What's the matter, boy?
That song.
It's just a song from the prairie. Don't carry no particular point.
I killed your brother and you hate me for it. Why don't you just come on out and say it?
Hate you? No, you're wrong, boy. I don't hate nobody. I don't want to hurt you, boy. I want to forgive you. A man kills somebody, he needs to be forgiven. What's done's done. I'm just a peaceful traveling man, trying to earn an honest dollar.
I'll buy all your merchandise. You clear out of town tonight.
That's kindly of you, son. I couldn't do that. You'd just be buying my goods because you felt you owed me something.
I got the money.
Keep your money, son. Don't try and buy forgiveness. I give it to you freely.
Got home kind of late last night, didn't you, son?
Yes, sir. Couldn't sleep, so I rode into town for a spell.
With a work day in front of you?
Might have been a good thing I did, Paul.
How do you figure?
I saw bowling.
Well, that wasn't such a good idea, was it?
Maybe not, but I learned something.
What was that?
He's buried his brother. You know where? On the side of the road going into Virginia City. Every time I ride by it, going or coming, I gotta go right by that grave.
Well, Hoss, he can bury his brother any place he's allowed to.
Pa's right, Hoss. I thought you were going to try to forget about this thing.
I was, but he ain't gonna let me. He's finished his business. He's buried his brother. Now, why don't he go on?
Kind of hard to answer.
I'm gonna find an answer.
Son, sometimes things happen. Accidents, innocent accidents. Nothing you can do about them. Best thing to do is leave them be.
Paul, I gotta find out. I gotta.
Are you going someplace?
Yeah, looks like Hoss may be chasing up trouble. I think somebody ought to keep an eye on him.
Well, I raised him to look after himself, and I think he can manage.
I got to go along with Adam, Pa. I'd feel a lot better if one of us went with
I'd feel a lot better if you just loaded up that wagon, both of you.
Where are you going?
Oh, I just remembered I've got to go into town. I got to get some supplies.
Funny.
What's that?
He just picked up supplies yesterday.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, well, he wouldn't be going after Hoss. After all, he raised Hoss to take care of himself.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's load the wagon.
I'm looking for Clarence Bowling.
He left right after the fire.
What fire? What are you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about, Cartwright. That peddler's wagon was burned to a crisp.
How did it happen? Anybody see it?
Don't you know, Hoss?
Any of you other fellas know where he is?
He's inside, having that burned hand taken care of.
Morning, friend.
I want to talk to you.
Talk away.
In private.
There's no point in harboring secrets. We're among friends.
Look, I said I had business with you.
Boy, I'd like you to let me be.
Get up.
Hoss, you've done enough.
You stay out of this, Gilbert.
You better stay put, peddler. He probably wants to take you out somewhere where he can shoot you. Hoss.
Hold it, Gilbert.
Man,
Hold it.
Here, wipe your face.
Paul, that Gilbert accused me.
home.
But Paul.
Go home, son.
You're a violent man, friend. Violent.
Son. Mr. Bowling, I'm Ben Cartwright.
I'm pleased to make your acquaintance, Mr. Cartwright.
My son isn't a violent man. He's very sorry for what happened to your brother. Of course, so am I.
Well, that's kindly of you, Mr. Cartwright. But it's over now.
My son doesn't seem to think it is. He has the feeling that you have some sort of vengeful thoughts against him.
No man has a right to vengeance. Least of all a poor peddler like me.
Why are you staying on in town? What's keeping you here?
I don't rightly know. You see, my wagon burned down this morning, and I got no trade now. No place to go.
I'm sorry for what happened to your wagon, but how long do you intend to stay on here?
Well, now, Mr. Cartwright, that's hard to say. Have to give that some thought. Yes, sir. I'll have to think about that one. Morning, sir. Cabbage down, down, turn them whole cakes round, round. The only song that I can sing is boil them cabbage down. Wish I had needle and thread as fine as I could sew that gals my coat sleeves down. Afternoon, ma'am. Would I be right in assuming that you're Mrs. McClure?
Yes?
I hope you won't think me forward, ma'am. I'd like to introduce myself. Name's Clarence Bowling.
You're the peddler.
That's my trade, yes, ma'am. I'm also a bit of a hand at chopping. With your permission, ma'am. I understand you saw my brother get shot.
Yes?
How'd it come about? Do you happen to remember?
I'd rather not talk about it, Mr. Bowling.
Oh, and here I pop up and remind you of all the unpleasantness again. Well, I hope you forgive me, ma'am. Sometimes I guess I'm a little short of manners.
That's all right, Mr. Bowling.
Boil them cabbage down, down, turn them hoe cakes round, round. The only song that I can sing is boil them cabbage down. Boil them cabbage down, down, turn them hoe cakes round, round. The only song that I can sing is boil them cabbage down.
Been staring into that fireplace for quite some time. Why'd you go to bed late? Had him, little Joe.
Just doing a little thinking, Paul.
Well, so was I. I was thinking I'd be pleased if you didn't go near bowling anymore.
Paul, what am I supposed to do? Dig a hole and crawl in it till he decides to leave town?
Peddlers have as much right in town as we have, Hoss.
Every place I turn, I see his face. That fire and the window,
Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Nobody knows my sorrow. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Glory, hallelujah. Sometimes I'm up, sometimes I'm down. Oh, yes, Lord. Sometimes I'm almost to the ground. Yes, my Lord. If you get there before I do.
Evening, Judd.
Mr. Cartwright.
Judd, why were you singing that song?
I don't know. I guess I just felt kind of musical.
Where'd you learn it?
The song? Picked it up in town from a nice peddler.
Don't sing it no more.
I'm sorry, Mr. Cartwright.
It's all right, Judd.
How are you, Ben? Boys?
Well, Fred, what brings you out this way?
Oh, a little business.
I think deputies had business on Sunday.
Well, something's come up. Sheriff wanted you to know about it, Ben.
Oh, what's happened, Fred?
Well, I'm afraid there's going to be an inquest.
An inquest?
Well, it's nothing to get upset about, Hoss, just a legal technicality.
Why, all of a sudden, Fred? What happened?
Well, I don't rightly know. All I can say is their papers are being drawn up. Sheriff's orders are that Hoss isn't to go anyplace. Just stay put here on the ranch.
What's that supposed to mean, Fred? I'm under arrest?
If you were, Hoss, I'd be taking you in. Just abide by the sheriff's orders.
We'll do that, Fred.
I know you will, Ben. Sorry I had to bring you the news.
Sure.
There's gonna be a trial, ain't there, Paul?
Just because there's going to be an inquest doesn't mean there's going to be a trial.
I say there is. Let me tell you what's gonna happen.
Now, hold on, Hoss.
They're gonna come out here and they're gonna haul me into court. They're gonna ask the widow McClure to tell again what she saw. Only this time she likely ain't gonna remember. You saw who she came into church with this morning.
Well, it's taking quite a big jump, isn't it, Oz?
Oh, I ain't gonna have a chance.
My son. If there's going to be a trial, it's going to be a fair one. Because we're going to see to that. But right now, there are a couple of other things we're going to see to.
What are we gonna do?
Well, you're going to stay right here, just like the deputy said. Boys and I are riding into town.
For what?
Want to talk to the sheriff about a couple of things? Come on, boys.
That may be well and good, but for my part, I still say we don't know what really happened. All we know is the sheriff said the widow saw it and he's satisfied. Well,
Doesn't look much like Sunday, does it?
No, it don't at that.
Ben, the temperature in the town is up.
Meaning what?
Meaning that people talk.
They talked you into an inquest, huh?
Well, let's just say that a lot of questions were being asked that I didn't have the answers for.
Meaning what?
Meaning that I'm drawing up these legal papers and I'm going to have to serve them on horse.
This happened kind of sudden like, didn't it?
Well, people get brought up. Things happen kind of sudden. And Ben, depending on the inquest, horse might be bound over for trial.
Roy, if there is a trial because of the inquest, I'm not one to try to prevent it. You know that.
I do.
Only one thing troubles me. You say people are talking. Feelings running a little high. A man goes to trial under those conditions, justice can sometimes be a little short.
Now, wait a minute, Ben. Whenever there's a trial in my territory, I guarantee justice.
All right, Roy. You finish up with those papers, I'll take him out to horse.
No, I'm going with you. I'm going to bring Horse right back here for his own safety.
Well, you're doing what you have to do. It's understood.
Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Nobody knows my sorrow. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Glory, hallelujah. Sometimes I'm up, sometimes I'm down. Oh, yes.
What do you want?
I don't want nothing directly, boy. Nice afternoon.
What are you doing out here?
The fact of the matter is, I come to bring you news, boy.
You get out of here.
Hear me out, son. There's talking in town. Real talk. Talk is growing. I figure maybe people are fixing to come out and get you. Well, your daddy's gone into town. He's seen it firsthand. You can't tell about people, boy. They got feelings. They act quick like. Folks can come out here and string you up just like that. And that would be a shame on a nice Sunday afternoon like this.
I told you to get. Now, you better get.
Wait a minute, boy. I'm just trying to help you.
Time back, I seen a man strung up. Tain't pretty, boy. I watched him dangling there in the wind. It's an awful sight. I'll kill you, I'll kill you.
Son, what are you up to?
I'll I'll kill him!
Take it easy, Hoss.
How'd this happen?
I come here to make the peace with him, and he set on me.
That's a lie! That's a lie, Paul!
I come here with forgiveness in my heart, but that boy, he must be wild in his mind.
Are you carrying any weapons?
Sheriff, I carry only love and kindness from my neighbor. Do me the favor to search my person.
I'll do that. You're not carrying any weapons. Hoss, your pa and I agreed that the best thing for you to do would be to come back into town with me now.
Yeah, Hoss. You boys stay here. I'll ride into town with Hoss.
Well, now, Mr. Cartwright, I'm sorry. I really am.
This should feel better.
Thank you, ma'am. You're so thoughtful. I'm very appreciative.
You really should see a doctor.
He couldn't tend me proper. The pain's not on the face, ma'am. It's in the heart.
I can't understand why Hoss would do such a thing.
He's big, quick. Not one for thinking things through, I suppose.
It was simply brutal of him.
Now, I wouldn't be too hard on him, Mrs. McClure. A man with a temper is his own worst enemy. Probably set on me before he realized. Kind of like he set on my brother, maybe.
Mr. Bowling. I don't think he tried to kill your brother.
Oh, no, of course he didn't. Of course, I don't know the circumstances. And it isn't something I'd ask you, ma'am. Knowing how you feel about it, not wanting to talk about it.
Mr. Bowling, maybe I should talk about it. Maybe you should know.
Now, I wasn't making inquiries. I really wasn't.
I was alone on the street at night. Your brother was after my attentions. He was drunk. Hoss stopped him and told him to leave me alone.
And the shooting?
Your brother drew a gun. Hoss grappled with him. The gun went off. He couldn't help himself.
Did you actually see the trigger pulled? Wasn't it dark, ma'am?
It was dark, but I saw the struggle plainly.
And after it happened, you told it just that way to the sheriff?
Yes.
Well, wouldn't you think that would satisfy all parties? I suppose there's no explaining folks. They're talking in town, asking questions. Reckon you're going to have to tell your story at the inquest.
If they ask me, I will.
Ma'am, I don't want to appear forward, but I'd like to beg a favor of you.
What is it, Mr. Bowling?
Well, my poor brother, he made a mistake for which I'm sorry. Well, I just wasn't around to look over him, and he needed someone. Well, now he's gone, and I was thinking maybe there wouldn't be no harm if we was to protect his name.
What do you mean?
I was thinking that, well, maybe you could say something kindly about Arthur at the inquest. Like he was shot tending to his own business.
But that wouldn't be the truth.
What's the truth, ma'am? The truth can be colored. You say that Hoss Cartwright and my brother struggled over a gun. The gun went off. Someone pulled the trigger, perhaps intentionally. How can you be sure it was an accident?
Appears we got company. Oh, evening, Miss McClure.
Mr. Cartwright,
I was just riding by. I thought I'd have a word with you.
please come in.
Thank you.
Evening, Mr. Cartwright.
You'll get around, Mr. Bowling.
I guess I just happen to be in the places you come to.
Miss McClure, I was kind of hoping we could talk privately.
Well, whatever you have to say, you can speak freely.
Yes, well, as you know, there's apt to be an inquest about the shooting. And of course, we figured that you'd be telling the court just what you told the sheriff.
Well, I don't know right off.
Well, you told the sheriff that the shooting was accidental.
Well,
What's the matter, Mrs. McClure?
I said I thought maybe it was that way.
Well, you told the sheriff that Hoss and the man were struggling for the gun, and it went off accidentally.
Well, I did see them struggle, and the gun went off, but I don't know how it actually happened.
Mrs. McClure, my son's life may depend on what you say in court. Now, you're the only witness he's got. He needs you to tell exactly what you saw.
I'll do all I can.
I'm sure you will. And thank you for seeing me.
I'm confused. I've got to see the sheriff.
Roy, I know there's something strange going on at Miss McClure's.
But, Ben, Mrs. McClure is a good, honest woman.
Will you listen to me, Roy?
Yeah.
Now, why is Bowling out there this time of night? Now, why is Mrs. McClure suddenly so unsure of her testimony?
I don't know about that, but I do know that there's no law against a peddler talking to her.
Well, I know there's no law against anybody talking to her, but well, couldn't you warn Mrs. McClure against being unduly influenced by him?
All right, I'll do that. First thing in the morning.
Oh, why not tonight, right now?
Because I'm all alone here. I'm not going to leave you guarding Hoss, your own son.
I heard you talking out there, Paul. I told you.
Oh, Hoss, all I said was that Widow McClure was a little confused.
Paul,
There's nothing definite, Hoss.
If the widow changes her testimony, I'm a dead man.
Oh, son.
I should never have let Roy take me. I should have run.
Now, you know better than that. I never taught you to run. Look, Hoss, I'm not going to wait till tomorrow. I'm going to get Mrs. McClure back here tonight.
I enjoy whittling, ma'am. Kind of keeps a man calm. Situation like this, man down.
Mr. Bowling, to threaten will not make me change the truth.
Threaten, ma'am? As I said, what is the truth? I just want to make sure you tell the right truth. But you pose a problem, ma'am. You hesitate about my truth. I can't afford that. I surely can't. Going somewhere, ma'am?
I'm cold. I thought I'd start a fire.
You disappoint me. You surely do. You weren't going to use this, were you?
Let me go, please.
Things are getting mighty awkward between us, aren't they? I can't let you go. You're not sure of the truth. Maybe there's an answer. Maybe I got the answer right here.
McClure? What is it, Mr. McClure? What is it?
Bowling. When I wouldn't change my testimony, he tried to kill me.
We've got to get to the sheriff.
Hey, Roy.
What do you want, Hoss?
I want out of here, Roy.
Well, I don't blame you. Hoss.
Roy ain't got much choice, and I ain't got a whole lot to lose.
Now, listen, Hoss, you're making a big mistake.
Roy, get the keys, let me out of here.
You're gonna regret this, Hoss.
I probably will, Roy. But like I say, I ain't got much choice, have I? Easy, boy. If I can find that saddle, we're gonna get out of here.
Roy!
In here!
Miss McClure, just sit down over here. Roy! Roy, what happened?
Somehow Hoss got a gun. He escaped.
Listen, we better find Hoss before he finds Bowling.
The keys are in there.
What? Which key is it?
That brass one, the big one. Good. Thanks.
Well, let's go.
Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Nobody knows my sorrow.
Welcome to your friend. I've been waiting. I just wanted you to know what it would be like to be killed. I don't want you to die that easy. When they find us, friend, it's going to be self-defense. You fired at me, and I killed you in self-defense. See how easy, boy? Just like it was for you with my brother.
Oh, you going with us?
I can't right now. Judd and I are kind of busy.
Well, I'll be dead burger. Hey, Joe, Adam, come in here and see what Judd's got.
Hey, how many you got, Pa?
4 so far.
It's a stray you found the other night, huh?
Yes, sir. Didn't know what I was getting mixed up into when I gave her that drink of milk. Now I'll have to change her name.
Why?
I've been calling her Sam.